Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. The markets have literally just closed 4 minutes ago at the time of filming. We are looking at how AMC performed throughout today's trading day. Now, I wish that we did get the opportunity to film a few more videos today, but unfortunately that was not the case. As I've said before, I do enjoy doing this, but it is a hobby. But we're back for now, and we're going to be filming this one. So we're going to dive straight in, but do remember, as usual, if you do enjoy it, do subscribe, and remember, it is not advice. So we're going to start off here really on the one-day chart, and we will analyse this trend in a bit more detail. Today really isn't very interesting at all. We will refresh the page so we get the most up-to-date figures, and it looks like the day was actually fairly flat almost exactly for AMC, which is very, very surprising. Now again, because of that, we don't have too much to report on to the upside or the downside. But yes, it didn't really move too much throughout the day at all. We had a bit of a dip down to the $22 range early on in the morning, and from there, of course, we came back, and really it was a fairly decent consolidation day if you ask me. Now, out of the 1 month trend now, we're going to be looking at first the volume figure, which is for today sat at 50.99 million. Of course, this down here is an indication of volume, and it has been decreasing over time, but really what we're looking at here of 50 million really isn't that insignificant overall. And again, as we've spoken about yesterday, it shows that the float of AMC is getting traded quite frequently, time after time after time, because we are seeing the figures over time on days like this, for example, hitting as high as, if we can, 226 million, and the day after was 212 million. So clearly these add up to about 400 plus million, and then when we come out to this period, it's still very, very high. And with the amount of shares that AMC actually has in circulation, it implies that there is a 100% turnover rate in a very short period of time. Now, we know that is not the case, because for me, I know that I've held my shares. I know a lot of people have held their shares as well. So seeing this is a little bit suspicious if you ask me. And yes, I understand that there can be some fair reasons for this, but really, if you ask me, I think it does point to one thing. Now, you may have different opinion, and that's fine. This is just what I believe. Anyway, now we're going to have a quick look on the 5-day chart, the mid-period, and we get to see that generalized trend. Again, finally, we are finding a bottom around 22, maybe even up to the 23 range. Clearly, the absolute bottom was down at 22, but really we've seen a little bit of consolidation now around 23, which is very, very good. Again, can we maintain that level now? That is the next question. We're looking for that into tomorrow now, of course, and even into the after hours for today. I think that is also going to be very interesting. Now, one thing I want to share with you as well for this one is coming from, of course, Ortex Guy, that's JD Ruckus, who is on Reddit, and he's given us a midday update. Now, like I said, the markets have closed about 7 minutes ago at the time of filming, so he hasn't yet published the end of day ones, but we will share them with you tomorrow. And yeah, we'll have a look at those figures in a bit more detail. So, really for this one, like I've said in our last video where we did a similar thing, we could have a look at all of these, and some of them are quite important, but I do want to cover the most crucial ones if you ask me. So exchange reported SI from the previous period is up by 3.12. Coming down a bit further, days to cover on loan is a change of minus 15.85 for those wondering. But what is very interesting as well is these two bottom figures. So cost to borrow is an increase of 16%, and the utilization is a change of nothing because it is still slammed at 100. Now, coming down to this column over here, where we can see the more generalized data, still very interesting and still very good to look at. Now, I'm going to explain my opinions on this in just a moment, but we will have a look at the key details. So, exchange reported SI is apparently 20.74% as a percentage. The current SI, again, 106.9 million. That's a change of plus 0.12. The return share has been at 1.43 million, borrowed been at 1.7, giving us a change of plus 307.3k. Now the cost to borrow minimum 1.9, the cost to borrow maximum 3.7, and the average, and I must highlight this, is 2.9. Now that really is where I start to get a bit more interested. Now, like I said, the day-to-day movement, I'm not really too bothered. I've held my shares for a very, very long time now, so these little moves, for somebody who's seen the highs of 70 and not sold, these moves don't mean anything. They can drop it by 15% tomorrow or more, and I still wouldn't sell. But where I do start to get interested is, of course, when we look behind the scenes. And there is no exception to this over here with this cost to borrow data. Now, why this is particularly interesting to me is it shows that cost to borrows are rising. Now, overall, is it a massive rise? No. Of course, 2.9%, is it affordable? Yes, of course it is affordable. But this price is up significantly from where it was, in the more recent period, a couple of weeks ago or even a couple of months ago. And we want to see this figure continue to rise. That would be an ideal situation if you ask me, because of course it is putting that extra pressure on shorts. Now, of course, a cost to borrow figure alone is a good thing, but the higher it is, the better, because the cost to borrow is, of course, as it says, it's basically self-explanatory, but it is something that the long holders do not face because they don't borrow their shares, they own their shares. They don't have this fee to pay. And over time, I do believe these figures are amounting to losses. Because, of course, like I said, it is part of the privilege of being able to short. Now, if that short isn't making you money, and of course you're losing further money on the cost to borrow, well, it's not looking like it's in a very good place for you, is it? So hopefully we do see these figures continue to rise into the next week. Again, I will be keeping my eyes on them, so I will be updating you guys with what I do see. And again, I am very, very interested to see where this one does go. If you're looking for the other figures on Ortex, they are here. And again, all of the Ortex figures can be found on Ortex Guy's page. Massive shout out to him for continuously posting the info regarding Ortex. Now, of course, we're going to be back later and tomorrow for more content. I think we will have a lot to cover, so make sure to join us for that too. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and I do hope to see you later on for more stuff. So goodbye for now, and I'll see you all later. So thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.